Share my screen here. Hello.
So now it's time to interact with our next speaker. If you are a person who has interest in both business and technology, then get ready to get solutions with a super skilled Palak Arora. Get to know how you can utilize your time while pursuing BTech and explore very good opportunities around. She's working as a senior business system analytic at American Express, has interned in the domain of data analytic at MXN, and she loves to talk about financial technology. So grab every bit of knowledge from her and put your hands together for none other than Palak Arora, guys. The stage is all yours, ma'am.
Thank you, Sanskriti. I'm so sorry. I started early, I guess. Uh, so yeah.
No problem.
Okay. So I was saying that the intro is done already, so I would not like to repeat that, but I would like to tell you all that why I chose this topic. So when I was in my BTech, I didn't know, what were the right things that I should do, and how should I basically start my journey. And I just entered straight out of school into college, and I was so unaware of everything that it led to a lot of anxiety and nervousness. Um, I finally got it all together in my last year, but the process was very stressful for me. So, and I was not doing much. I was rather overthinking, uh, and yeah, that's why I chose this topic for everyone. And I really hope that it helps you out. Also, I know that there are some professionals or some third, fourth year students as well who might be interested in knowing about data analytics. So that's why I chose. That's why the later half is dedicated to that. Before we dive into the better approach, I would like to tell you all what's a common approach. What did I feel that what was my thinking when I started back in the first year? And it basically was this. I thought that if I studied hard, I am a smart in a smart way, because and I worked hard on my assignments and everything. I would get a 10 on 10 grade. I would top all my semesters. I will achieve rank one, maybe a gold medalist, and I would get into Google with a 1 crore package and blah 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 whatnot. So this was the thought that I started my BTech with, and it was good, and this honestly works for most of the students. uh, but what if in this mixture you add some level of practicality and self-awareness? It really makes you a very well educated person, and that's what I want to highlight it today. And this every you know Going ahead with this approach, what it did for me was that it made my mind into a complete state of confusion. I was very confused. मुझे कुछ नहीं समझ आ रहा था कि मुझे क्या करना चाहिए. And finally, this conventional approach failed. It failed very badly for me. So GPA does show sincerity. Many companies and many academic researchers, professors in those big abroad universities, they obviously like that if a student has a 9.5 plus or 10 GPA, that really helps. That really adds value to your profile. But as I said, that it does not make you aware of the surroundings of the technical developments that are happening in the world if you just start focusing on BTech. And like you if you basically approach how you did things in school. We were told that you should get 90 plus or 80 85 plus in your exams, and then you're good, then your life is set. That is a lie. That's not what should be done. And I basically felt stuck. I didn't, मुझे मतलब I was in a loop, and to when I realized that what are the things that I should actually do, it was pretty late. I was already in my sixth semester, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, a better approach to this. As you might, or as you know, the other speakers I've highlighted before, that it all revolves around skills and projects and internships. And alongside GPA, alongside a good profile, for a good profile, you basically need these things: good skills, good technical skills, good projects, branded internships, or even the somewhere where you are able to create a lot of impact. Uh, this all is true, and there are some things that every BTech student or everyone who is pursuing this degree, even if you're in your third and fourth year, you should know these things. And you know these are very important, and the first one goes like this: so taking small steps and not making big goals from day one. And even Dimple highlighted it in her talk that we should all make doable goals, right? So start with, I would suggest that when I started making daily, weekly, you know, these kind, these the timeline of the goals was shortened to a day or to a week. I was able to achieve those. Even if I was able to not successfully complete those goals, I got back at them and I tried to rework on those goals. And this gave me a lot of confidence. This will also give you clarity of what you want to really do when you're in your final year. Whether you want to go into SDE or data science, or so many new things are popping up right now in India. So that is my first step. Next step is to create or join a professional community. This is kind of subconsciously done. Everyone, goes to seniors for advice, and even that helps you a lot. But we don't keep at it. We just don't go back to the senior and tell them that this failed for me. I wasn't able to do it correctly. Can you please tell me again? What should I do? What should I not do? We sometimes feel that those questions might be stupid. So don't have this fear in your mind, right from the start of your career. If you get a mentor, and even if you have some basic questions, which everyone has gone through the same journey, I would like to say. And ये सारे क्वेश्चंस उनके भी दिमाग में आए होंगे जब वो एक उस बात में थे. सो दैट्स वाई उन सीनियर्स के पास जाओ, और या फिर एक्सपीरियंस लोगों को ढूंढो, उनसे ये क्वेश्चंस पूछो. इट रियली हेल्प्स यू, and it makes you confident that you have someone that you can back up on, and they will be able to help you no matter what. And if you are an experienced professional, if you already have these kind of skills, and you know what works and you know what doesn't work, mentor people. Let them know that these are the things that worked out for you. Maybe it can work out for them. You can help them. And a great example is the audience that is attending this session right now. um, be more active in these kind of things. Participate in hackathons, and join professional communities. Interact, discuss your projects, get to learn about their projects, and that's how you can basically have a more confident approach in your BTech. Try to simplify things. I would say the last three tips are they kind of revolve around simplicity and not complicating things. I know that BTech is complicated. We have a lot of confusion in our minds, but since this is a technical degree and there are already so many complex things going around at the same time, you should try and keep simplicity active in this non-technical thing active in this technical degree. uh, but when you go to your interviews to the companies, they also want they don't want to complicate their processes, right? They don't want to complicate products. So that's why they'll seek those individuals who try and simplify things. So yeah, and if you really are able to inculcate this thought in your mind right from the start, that is the first 2 years of BTech, because you have ample amount of time in those years. You can This will really become a habit. You'll start this will develop your critical reasoning. You'll start seeing things differently. uh, that's what I would like to say. As the third This is my third tip for you all. And like others have highlighted, do more and more projects, but do them in all domains. If you like SD from second year itself, try to do software development projects, but don't miss out on the other technologies that are happening around in the world. And like data science, IoT. Try everything. That's how you'll get to know what you really want to do in your life. Really have a solution oriented approach. People crib, people complain a lot when they are in college, either about the college branding. They are not able to get the nice GPAs or anything, the basic things as well. Try to be more solution oriented. Try to have a solution for every problem in your life, be it personal or professional. That's how you will develop a really good mindset. And to highlight, this was my journey throughout BTech. These are the approaches. These the approaches that I highlighted. I applied them when I was in my third year, and I was really at a better place in my fourth year. I was confident in many areas of my life. And what if I have applied, these tips in the second year itself, or if I really had a knowledge about them in the first year, I would be more satisfied when I was finally ending my BTech. So that's why I wanted to talk about this topic. And let's move on to the next topic, which is data analytics. So to set the stage right, I would like to tell you what data analysts exactly do. You guys generate a lot of data, with all your devices, and you can literally search the amount of data that you generate on a daily level, that humans generate on a daily level. And there is a requirement with the increasing complexity in the technologies and the increasing amount of data. There is a requirement of some technical people who are equally able to manage these business problems well, and help the business make good strategies, make more profits to the business. And that's what they exactly do. It's not very complicated. On words it looks very simple. So yeah, you should have the right understanding of what they exactly do before you want to pursue that field. And I would like to share an example problem that I recently got to work upon. Uh, so there are these credit card companies. They have some customers who might like to cancel or stop their account. They don't want to use that service anymore, so they would like to stop that service. But even after their service is stopped, there can be a case that some because due to some faulty operational reason, uh, the charges, different kind of charges, random charges are being posted to their account. They are being billed for no reason. And this is a great problem, right? This decreases customer satisfaction. And I got to work upon this problem. I helped the business analyze data, analyze patterns in the data set, analyze which kind of accounts are getting targeted. And that's why they were able to get a turnaround, get a counter, get a really a good solution for this problem. And the strategy decision lies with them. I work on the technical end and the data end more. I don't make strategies or decisions, but I really help the business to get through those decisions by analyzing great amount of transactional data. So yeah, this was the problem that I wanted to highlight it to you. And the skills that are now needed in this analytics space, they I would like to start with the non-technical ones. You can find a whole lot of list a whole good list of technical skills so on the internet. So I would like to state the non-technical ones, which I really feel as a fresher one should have when they're starting their journey in analytics. So interest in problem solving. Basically, you of any kind, they don't have to be related to finance or healthcare or any of the major industries that exist. Any kind of problems, like I said, personal or professional, you should have an interest in problem solving. You can't just lie around and let the problems brew. You should have interest in problem solving in any in this journey of yours, in analytics journey of yours. And I think this applies to other career journeys as well. So yeah, it's a very good skill to have. And logical reasoning, this gets tested a lot in the analytics interviews. They ask you puzzle guesstimates, case studies, and if you are able to successfully tackle those, even to a certain extent, you're not required to give them a full solution. If you are able to successfully tackle these kind of problems, this really helps you a lot in the interviews, I would like to say. Adaptability for technical skills. I've realized after being in this industry that there are many people who are not from technical background and they're still doing great in this space. There's only one single reason: with the increasing amount of complexity, new kind of skills, new kind of technical stacks, maybe in-house, maybe the ones that already exist, freely in the market, they are required. And people should at least be able to adapt them within a year or 6 months. Should be able to learn them. This really helps you up. This helps upskilling, and this also helps you get ahead in your career journey. Communication skills, you should try and understand what your stakeholders, what the end users, like I told you, the business people, what they're trying to say, what their problem is. And you should be able to even communicate your solution well. They don't understand technical language. They don't understand semicolons and these if else syntaxes. They understand English words, and you should be able to um, give a solution in those English words. Being a technical person, I've also felt that I used to state everything technically, whatever I did, whichever code I make, but that doesn't work in business. You should be able to really communicate well. SQL, Python is a good to have. SQL is a non-negotiable requirement. It is a must-have skill in this industry, and there are many sources on the internet which with just a click you can find them. And finally, data visualization and automation techniques. These are also some good to have skills. If you have an idea about Tableau or Power BI, or any such data graphing techniques, you'll really do well. Finally, another non-technical skill: patience. Patience is needed again in any career journey. It's not really specific to analytics, but yeah, you should have patience to understand what the third person is saying, how you're trying to approach your problem, why you if your solution doesn't work, what can you do to counter that? How can you deliver a workaround? You should have a patience to do it. It's not like in a single click you will have the ideal solution. You should have patience to really try out new solutions and deliver them. So finally, conclusion. I would like to say that the tips that I stated before for getting your BTech right, these are very general tips. They don't specifically apply to BTech. Because to cater to my audience, I really wanted you all to relate to those tips, and these apply to any career, any kind of degree. And you should keep these things in mind, because right now, as we see that we are entering into a very competitive space. Everyone wants to get into IT. Everyone wants to be unique. You cannot just be unique by doing good projects, good internships. you have to be able to sell your skills, your resume, your projects to the people who are interviewing you, to the professors that you want to research under. You should be able to tackle that, and that's how you will be unique. That was the point of this whole talk and my topic. So yeah, I hope that really helps you a lot. And for data analytics, if you're interested and if you want to get to know more, I'm available on LinkedIn, so feel free to reach out to me there. Yeah, and I really hope I was able to clear out some of the confusion, some of the anxiety that happens in these 4 years uh, for you guys. And yep, that's how I would like to end it. Thank you so much for listening. And I'm open to any questions as well. So let me know.
We are extremely grateful to you to touch upon the subject of analytics in your talk, and you covered both technical and non-technical aspects that was really helpful for the audience, I hope. And also loved how you described about the problem statement that you have worked upon. So thank you so much for sharing your journey and sharing your views. It might have actually helped a lot of members in the audience. So, anyone from the audience who wants to ask any question about data analytics or the related field, feel free to ask. We are here to answer you all. Any on-site audience who wants to ask a question can also tell me. I can ask on their behalf. I guess they have no question related to it.
Okay, I can see one question. Good sites for practicing data
Yes.
analytics. So, good sites, there are no such good sites for practicing data analytics itself, because it's such a flexible field. There can be different kind of problems. You need to get your strategies right. You need to get your techniques right. The techniques include problem solving, puzzles. You can find different kinds of puzzles online. Any, even if you're solving Sudoku on a daily basis, that really helps you develop your logical abilities. And I think be ready for any kind of problem in any area. For example, you want to work in the healthcare industry. Try to know the trends that are happening there. Try to know what problems exist. Maybe try and reach out to some of the people who are working in the industry in those problems, and try to strategize. Let them know of a good solution that you think is a gap, that a process gap in this industry or in that area. For the technical skills, I would say that Lead Code has a lot of good SQL problems. There are a good number of YouTube channels as well that I see that host sessions on these SQL problems. They solve the problems live, and they let you know how their thought process works. So it's very important to develop that, because at the end of the day, SQL is just a language to translate that logical thought. So try to work on that. And for developing your data visualization techniques or automation techniques, you need to know just basic how Unix. Unix is quite a necessary requirement there if you want to automate stuff, you want to optimize stuff. And Yeah, that's it, I think. If you have any kind of specific detail that you want to ask about, like I said, you can mention that in the chat right now, or let me know on LinkedIn. I would be happy to help and get you the right resources.
So I was asking, is there any specific YouTube channel that you can recommend for data analytics?
the one that I really look up to right now is Alex, the data analyst. That's the name of the YouTube channel, and yeah, that's what I really look up to right now because it specifically guides you for the analytics field itself, and no data science and no other confusions. If you because data science, I know that it's like a kind of the next step, and maybe even I want to try it later on in the future, but even so, the one more point that I would like to mention here is that data science requires three kinds of skills: business, technical, and stats. So if you don't, you already, if you're a technical person, if you graduated in IT fields, you already have the knowledge of the technical things. To master the business aspect of it, you need to pursue data analytics first. It really gives you a good understanding of how the business works, and even you can try out different companies, working for different companies as an intern from an early time in your career, maybe after second or third year. It's such a flexible field. So that's what I would like to suggest. You're again on mute. I'm sorry. I cannot hear you.
Again, now I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so thank you so much for joining in. We will see you in panel discussion now. Um, for the rest of the audience, this will be the lunch break. So we'll meet you at 2 now. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for inviting me.